I thought, how am I going to cover the latest Princess of Wales stories? I thought I perhaps should, but I also think we should draw a line under it all and say enough is enough. There's a photograph here of the late Queen with all her grandchildren, which was taken by Kate, and the Daily Mail has analysed it and pointed out that it's full of AI inconsistencies and shows a bit of touching up. Well, yes, because it's taken in exactly the same spirit and exactly the same format as she took, or as Prince William took the photograph of her and the children in Windsor. And in many ways, that confirms the reality of the photograph, because no one's questioning the reality of this photograph of the late Queen. That's real. So presumably a photograph which has been doctored of the Princess of Wales with her children is equally real. And yes, I know the modern media have got this bee in their bonnet about not even doing red-eye touch-ups anymore to prove how real these photographs actually are. Well, they didn't make a great fuss about the photograph of Prince Andrew with his hand around Virginia Giuffre, did they? And I think this is a newfound iconoclasm, a newfound devotion to realism, which certainly is something that would not have been considered 5 or 10 years ago when the touch-up brush was all over the place, and now we call it Photoshop or AI. And the speculation which surrounds the Princess of Wales and continues about her eating habits, about whether or not that's really her in the farm shop, about the fact that she's never visited the farm shop before, about the fact that the farm shop apparently has got Christmas lights in the background. And people are peering into this with madness if you look too closely. Do you remember there was a film called Blow Up in the 1960s, one of those great films? And it was a film about looking too closely. If you look too closely at a picture, in the end you start seeing nonsense in the grain. And you imagine all manner of reality, much of which is far from the truth. And I think, as I say, I think we have to draw a line under this and say, it's time. It's time for the Princess of Wales to continue recovering. It's time for the royal family to get itself together and to reflect on the fact that a void is always going to be filled with speculation. This didn't need to happen. And the attempt to batten down the hatches doesn't work. But equally, this nasty probing into the life of somebody who's recovering from a serious illness is ghastly. It's grim, it's gruesome, and it's wrong. And particularly when the king is also suffering from a nasty illness, it's genuinely wrong. I met people in the street today in Manchester collecting for cancer charities, and we stopped and had a chat. And it was lovely feeling that warmth of people who are concerned about those who are ill. And yet that concern doesn't seem to extend to the Princess of Wales or to the King, does it? There it's open season, and we feel that we have some sort of right to know what's going on. We don't have any right. We have a right to be governed. And I think we should ensure, or the monarchy should ensure, that the theatre of monarchy continues. And at the moment there's an absence of that. And there's an absence of that partly because of the desire to slim down the monarchy, and partly because of a desire to push Prince Harry out. I think now more than ever the king needs Prince Harry at the centre. Prince Harry would have been a significant distraction to all this speculation and nastiness. bringing Prince Harry in would have been the first advice I would have given to the royal family. And I think my second advice would have been to get some of the minor royals to do significant meet and greets. The monarchy needs to be seen, and if the monarch himself is not available, that's where the immediate family should step up. Because not to step up is to invite speculation and to become a sort of dynasty, a sort of soap opera, and that's not acceptable. That's not what the monarchy is. The monarchy is the representation of our country. And I think at the moment, it's representing Britain rather uncomfortably well. It's in chaos.